featured in our Leading Ladies calendar.
Yes,
We're
so
so excited. Tell me, what month are you featured in?
February.
What's happening in February? Were you born in February?
No, February was the month that I actually was licensed and ordained in the ministry.
Really?
Yes, and I take that month as just a pleasurable month. A month for me to just rejoice and be happy and give the glory to God for the things that He's done for me in my life, my family, my
beautiful
children.
Family.
He's just awesome.
Oh my goodness. What are you most thankful for when you look back over your life? What are you most thankful for? If you can say, I'm most thankful for maybe ABC or 1, 2, what are you
I'm most thankful for the way that God has blessed me. I'm most thankful for what He has done, because He didn't have to.
Come on.
But when He said that He was going to do it, He did exactly what He said and then some.
All right.
He gave me increase. He enlarged my territory.
Yes.
He took me from my home and brought me to a place that I knew no one, and started me all over.
This woman of God is Minister Yolanda Pittman. I want you to support her, follow her ministry. Thank you so much for being my special guest today.
Thank you.
Right here on the...
Hi, I'm Bruce Kennedy with Fountain Gate Ministries, and we, the family at Fountain Gate Ministries, we love the church. In fact, we are an extension of the church. My wife Robin and I have been traveling and singing for years, doing revivals, vacation Bible school kickoffs, building dedications, and all kinds of services. We would love to have an opportunity to serve you at your church or one of the other artists with Fountain Gate Ministries. So if you need special music for your event, please give us a call at the bottom of the screen. God bless you.
It's Leading Ladies time, and I am here with Miss Tangi.
Yes.
Tell everyone your last name.
Tangi Smith.
There you go.
I go by the name Tangi Kanisha. I use my middle name a lot because Smith is so common, so I do Tangi Kanisha, but yes, it's Tangi Kanisha Smith.
Miss Tangi, she's a business owner doing some great things. We're going to talk with her. And then also Miss Nivea Carter.
Yes.
How are you?
Good.
All right, we're going to tell everyone what you do. You guys are here because you're in a calendar that's coming out. The Leading Ladies calendar. Tell us about the month you're in, Tangi.
I am in the month of July, and I just think that's so appropriate. It's beautiful because right now I am still currently an active duty soldier. So they have the flag in the background and the fireworks, and I was like, oh, who did this? I love it.
I love it too. And it represents you.
Yes.
Classy woman.
And I say that, the soldier, the lady.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What about you, Nivea?
I'm in the month of December.
Why December? Yeah. It's cold in December.
I know, but my birthday's in December.
Hey, what's your birthday?
The 22nd.
Oh my! You just had a birthday. Mm-hmm. Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Well, I am holding in my hand a lip gloss by Miss Tangi Smith.
Yes.
She introduced it to us, and it's called Leading Lady. And it came out around the time of our book that it came out. Talk about this wonderful, beautiful color.
It did. I love that color because it's a color that complements everyone.
Yes.
And it came out in 2013. At the time, I was in Miami. So the manufacturer is still in Miami because I started my business, Cute Catchy Classy in Miami. So it came out of Miami, and it's sold pretty well there. But I made it exclusively for Miss Treva Gordon and the ladies of Leading Ladies.
Yes, you did.
So that we could have something to call our own. And
I was so honored.
Yes.
And thank you.
And it's great. It works as a chapstick and a lip gloss and
everything.
It's good quality.
I'm wearing it today, and I hope it's doing you justice.
Yes, we're both wearing it. We're all wearing it. What do y'all think?
Well, I tell you what, you ladies are doing some phenomenal things. Miss Nivea, a supermodel. Talk about something's happening with you. What's happening? You were in our play recently.
Yes.
Guess what I heard? What'd you think about the play?
It was nice. It was my first stage experience, so I was a little shy, but I opened up once I got on stage.
Yes, you did. You were our model in the play. Mm-hmm. And speaking of modeling, you're actually modeling in real life. Talk about that experience.
Yes, I just started back modeling. I've been doing it off and on for about 7 years maybe.
Yes.
But my husband just retired from the Army over a year ago.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, it's my time. I need to shine. I need to go out and do what I want to do because it's, I've been putting my career on hold for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working. I've been doing photo shoots
and beautiful
yes.
photo shoots.
And so I just recently I submitted some photos for New York Fashion Week, and I was waiting for maybe like a month for them to respond back, and I was like, well, okay, maybe they won't respond back. And I got an email last week, I believe it was, and they invited me to come to New York for New York Fashion Week to audition for a show.
And you look so great. You're a wife. You're a mother. How many children?
I have 4 girls.
And you look like that. Oh my gosh. You look amazing. Oh my gosh. So you are ready for New York, or is New York ready for you?
Well, yeah.
And Tangi, tell us about your business.
Cute, Catchy, Classy. I created that business. I started it because I started making the cross and the little jewelry, and I use healing stones like the amethyst, like the hematite, and I made it, and I would give them away. Like I would see people and they said, I like that, and I give it away, and then I realized that it got pretty expensive. So I started, selling the jewelry.
Yeah.
Started doing that, and I do that, and I do another ministry which is Red Carpet Ready, and it's called Being Red Carpet Ready for all of life's events.
Yeah.
Yes, it helps with women with interviews and just being confident in interviews and dressing for interviews and dressing for success.
That's right.
Yes.
So what are your tips, ladies? Like, because you both look so amazing, what's a great tip for you, a beauty tip, Nivea?
Oh, a beauty tip for me, just drink plenty of water, get lots of sleep.
Okay, Miss Tangi?
I think that happy...
You woke up like this. I woke up like this. Okay.
I think that happy women are the beautiful women.
All right.
And I try to stay happy.
You're happy.
I get moments like everybody else, but for the most part, I'm like a duck. It just rolls off my shoulder, rolls off my back.
Well,
like,
it's rolling off. It's rolling off. Well, I want to thank y'all for joining the Treva and Kevin Show. Kevin, we are leading ladies. That's right. We're leading ladies, and we're so very excited. We have a new calendar that's coming out for 2017, right, Tangi?
Yes, that's right. Buy your calendars.
It's $15.
Place your orders. You ladies gonna get a calendar?
Yes.
You ladies gonna get a calendar?
Yes.
All right. For more information, you can visit www.leadingladieswin.com and you can purchase your calendar. Thank you so very much.
Hi, I'm Kevin Kennedy, back with the Treva and Kevin Show, and today I've got my brother Bruce Kennedy. He's a lawyer with me, and Bruce was going to come and share a little bit on the show today. Welcome, glad to have you.
Well, great to be here, Kevin, and thanks so much for having me right here on the Treva and Kevin Show. What a joy it is to get to be with you.
Amen, amen. Now, you've been involved in Fountain Gate Ministries how many years?
I have been involved in Fountain Gate Ministries, Kevin, since 1996. Can you believe we started Fountain Gate Ministries back in 1996 with a desire to be able to share Christ and encourage others through music?
Well, you and I are lawyers. We work at the Kennedy Law Firm there in Clarksville, but yet we've always had a calling, and we got a profession. We're lawyers by profession, but a calling about lifting up Christ. And then you specifically was led to put together the Fountain Gate Ministries, and just give us a little briefing on it.
Well, Kevin, I had a heart because for years we go back to Spring Creek Baptist Church where we both grew up.
Yeah.
And I know what it's like to be on staff at a church where you have struggling with your budget and you want to reach out and you just want to do more. You want to be able to move the things you're doing to the next level of effectiveness in representing Christ. And I wanted so bad to be a part of an organization that could go to churches and say, we're here to help you. And we are here to be an encouragement musically. And from those thoughts, and I believe from those convictions, God led me and a few others to start Fountain Gate Ministries. And we've been out encouraging people in song now for well over 20 years.
Well, Bruce, it's kind of funny when you stop and think about really our heart's desire is really just to help people.
Sure.
Whether we're in the law business and we help people that come through the law firm, or whether we're in the church business and we help people through the church and as an extension of the church, share good news and bring some music. You've been blessed all these years and had so many talented people that have been on the broadcast. And I love the Treva and Kevin show because we get to introduce
Absolutely.
audience to a lot of young people that otherwise would have never had that avenue.
That's exactly right. And one of the things that we wanted to do from the very start, Kevin, is that we wanted to have a presence in television because we felt like television reaches so many people.
Yes.
And in 2000, in the year 2000, we had the first opportunity to be able to go to high power broadcast television. And we aired the first Fountain Gate Ministries Christmas worship celebration. You were there.
Yep.
We aired the very first Fountain Gate Ministries Christmas worship celebration on Channel 5. And this past year, we've had the blessing and the joy of being able to broadcast now for 17 years.
Well, you hear me say a lot of times, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And, you know, in our early years, you helped me try to put together the God and Country broadcast that Fountain Gate really grew out of, and the Treva and Kevin show grew out of, and the Channel 5 broadcast that we've been involved in. So we started so small.
Shooting it in my living room. Can you remember that?
Yeah, I do. And then moving to another level where millions have had the opportunity to get to view and lift. But, you know, the initial call is still helping others, pointing people to Christ.
Yes. You know, Kevin, I'm living in a situation where God has blessed me so much to be able to share this, but it's working from a conviction. When I was a very, very young man, I was not only convicted, but I felt compelled that God wanted me to serve Him musically. And as you know, for years I was resistant to that. And it was not until after I graduated from college the first time that I really decided I will surrender to what God wants me to do.
Yeah.
And He led me straight into music. And I am so glad that I answered that call. And if there was anything that I would like to encourage those people who are listening to Treva and Kevin today, it's this. Hold on to your faith. Listen intently to the voice of God. Hold on to it and walk that path and be faithful to it regardless.
Episode
of the Treva and Kevin show. Golly, we're glad to see you, and it's fun to be with you, Treva.
It is. It's great to be with you. What can I say? It's the best of the Treva and Kevin show
Watch
because
out.
We're here today and you're watching us. And so thank you for inviting us into your homes, your living rooms, wherever you're watching us, at work, on your job. One woman was watching us at a well-known fitness place.
Yes.
She was working out and she said, I am watching. So I want to give a shout out to Miss Rashida Leverett and also one of our number one fans, Miss Sharon Frazier, who watches the show every week, and also Dr. Bobby Jones. He never misses an episode. So
Yes.
thank you
Hey,
for
Bobby.
watching. Hi, Dr. Jones. All right, so what's going on? I see all of these books, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yes.
What's happening, Mr. Kennedy?
These books are really kind of the story of my life, believe it or not. You know, I never really thought that I was going to be an author. And I know a lot of you in the audience out here said, well, you know, I think about it, but I don't know how to sit down and write a book.
That's right.
So I thought I might share just a little bit about these books. It's kind of interesting.
Please, okay.
This was the first book that I ever wrote. Of course, you know, I don't know anything about publishing, so a lot of things you just jump out. So I said, well, I know a lot about horses.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot about law. I know a lot about business, but there's
Yes.
guys that know more about horses than I do. There's guys that know a lot more law than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some guys that know more business. But I said, I don't know the guy that knows more about law, business, and horses
All at
than me.
Okay.
And I
like
said, well,
that.
hello, come in. I'll write the book.
There you have it.
I took off and went to the library, Tree. This is interesting. So there had been a book written, and on the front cover was a horse.
Wow.
But the horse had already passed away.
Oh, wow.
And in a split second, God said, Kevin, why don't you put a live horse on the front cover and sell the book? I said, okay.
That's smart.
That's a good idea. I'll
Okay,
go for
okay.
it.
You're
I
a
did.
businessman.
Watch
Come
out.
on now.
I was
Come
just
on.
kind of creative.
Yes.
And so what happened, I asked these guys, I said, who's the richest man in the industry? And they came back and said, this man, I'd never met him, didn't know him. And
Claude Crowley.
yeah,
Okay.
and he's from Salem, Missouri.
Wow.
So I said, well, if I could get to him, maybe I could sell him the idea of putting his horse in the front of my book.
Wow.
And so with that, it was kind of interesting, and it's hard to get to influential people. You get one shot, you better make it good.
You better make it good.
And so I finally was able to get to him and talk to him, and I said, I want to make your horse the #1 horse in the nation. And I said, I'm Kevin Kennedy, and I'm a lawyer from Clarksville, Tennessee. And he said, keep talking.
Okay.
And I said something like, long after you and I are gone, that book will still be around.
I like that.
And he said, keep talking. But now, he said, I know there's money involved. I said, Mr. Crowley, have you ever really enjoyed anything in life that didn't cost you something? He said, keep talking. So, Treva, as it went, I asked Mr. Crowley, I've never written a book, how much do you ask him? He's a rich man. So I asked $50,000
Wow.
to put his picture on the front of my book. And he said, I'll think about it and call you tomorrow. And I said, okay. So the next day, I'm interested to hear from him. And he said something like this. He said, now, Kevin, I love your idea. But he said, I already spent $40,000 promoting my horse this year. But I like your idea. He said, I'll give $10,000. I said, hello, come in. That was great.
That's
and
awesome.
I said, but now this is a really famous horse, had these
Yes.
great stud fees. I said, give me 3 stud fees and that.
Stud fees?
Yeah, that's where we would breed my horses to this famous horse.
Oh.
And I had the babies and I could sell them for big money. And I said, if you'll give me 3 stud fees and the 10, we made a deal. He said, what's your address? So he wrote me the check, never asked for it.
$10,000.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
And then I sold the back cover for $5,000 to another person. I made the full jackets. I'd never seen that done before. God gave me that idea. And I sold those for several thousand. So before the book was published, I got the money to pay for the publication.
Beautiful.
So
Because it's costly.
It is in those days, that's
Oh, yes.
1989.
Yes.
That book sold for $19.95, and I tried to trade horses, and I sold saddles, and I went to trade fairs. I said, will I ever get rid of all these books? Well, within a period of about 5 or 10 years,
Yes. It takes time.
they were all gone.
Wow.
And so maybe 8 years ago, someone called me and said, I'd like to speak to Kevin Kennedy Christmas Eve. And I said, well, I'm Kevin Kennedy. She said, are you the man that wrote the book on the walking horse? I said, I am.
Wow.
And she said, well, I just bought your book on Amazon.com. And I said, well, how much did you pay for it? She said, I got a bargain, $355
For one book.
for one book.
Wow.
And she said, by the way, it was autographed. This one hadn't been autographed.
Okay.
And I said, oh my, you really did get a valuable book. And I remember telling Rhonda,
So are these out of print?
they're out of print.
Okay.
And in fact, whenever they come up on the internet, I try to buy them because there's none around and they'll just continue to go up in value.
I see.
And I told her, I said, one day these books will be worth a lot of money. And so I lived to see that.
Yes.
And so it was kind of
Beautiful.
interesting. And I loved horses. And I was developing one of the things, the theories that I built my law career out of
like that.
was getting a team together.
Okay.
One of the things you and I have had so much success in our television production is we put the team together.
Gotta have a team.
And you know, you need a lawyer and you need an accountant and you need a photographer and a videographer and hello, come in.
Yes.
And those early seeds have carried me all these years. So I'm proud of that work. And you want to hear something else interesting?
I love it.
When I first started trying to promote it, people didn't know who I was. And so they said, well, who is this guy? Well, years later, who represents the international walking horse breeders and exhibitors today?
I wonder who.
Yeah, and so
You.
years
Okay,
later,
I like
they
that.
came and they said, well, we know you wrote the book. They hired me. I've been their lawyer for a number of years. And they said, we'd like for you to take this and hang it in the headquarters. So my book is now hangs in the headquarters of Tennessee Walking Horse Breeders and Exhibitors from now on. I think about that often because we created it. We didn't wait it, Treve.
Absolutely.
Now, you've been in publishing business a long time.
Yes.
Tell me about your experience.
For quite some time. I published a book in 2013, Leading Ladies, and then we published the Magnificent Men book, and it has been a great journey. throughout the years, God has blessed me to become a publisher. So we've provided many books for men and women. We're still publishing. I think I'm on book number 7.
Wow, you did good.
For others.
Yes.
And it is truly, truly a blessing. Our youngest author happens to be 11 years old in the Gordon Publishing family, and her name is Jada Vella. Jada is my niece, and she was diagnosed with a high-functioning form of ADHD. And her book is called Jada's Illustrations, and it's a powerful book, and it's already doing very, very well. So if you would like to purchase that book, you can go to GordonPublishingNow.com for more information. Or if you're interested in having a book published, that's what we do. I had a pastor reach out to me last year, and he said, Treva, I see you help a lot of people, but I need help. I have all of these sermons.
Come on.
And I need their books. I have so many books within me. Help me.
Yes.
And I
yes.
said, why me? He said, because God told me you got to help
Yes.
me. So we published his book, and that's Pastor Frank Washington. His book is doing very, very well. So my thing is that if you are a creative person, God has blessed you with an idea, and you want to get it into book form,
Yes.
book format, we can publish it. We'll provide an ISBN number.
Yes.
We'll get it registered. All of those things. We have a wonderful graphic design artist, and we can lay it out for you, give you consultation for a book signing. And so it's wonderful. Robin, my daughter, she's already published one book called Stop Bullying, and her next book is coming out this month.
Yes.
And it's called Kindness, and she has a series of books that are within her. And it's interesting because she wrote her first book at age 11.
Well, Treva, you and I, when we've gone on the various trips, Robin has gone with us, and we're spending that time pouring out our ideas, our experience, teaching her for a work going on beyond our generation.
She's like a sponge.
Well, the truth of the matter is, you've spent so many years, and you're paving the way. Both my sons are doctors. I felt like I was trying to pave a way. What work will they be able to do and learn for us? I want to teach one technique today to our viewers.